I have been extremely lucky. And in today's message, I want to share with you what's the one thing that's worked for me. And the reason is because some of you have reached out and share in private messages that when I share some of these stories behind the scene, that it helps you with a perspective and shift your perspective or help you feel better or see things in a different way. So I have to tell you the truth that if you whatever you think the level of success that I've had, um, and based on some measures, which honestly does not matter, I'm in the top 10% of some measurement, which does not matter. But I will tell you that I genuinely believe and feel that 80, probably 90% of that is because I'm extremely lucky. I have a wife that let me get away with way more than most people do. She has believed in me, have been with me, have believed in me before, way before I believed in myself, and way before I had anything. My parents have always believed in me, always saw me more than what I saw in myself. My mother is relatively healthy. She successful in her own right, does not need anything from me. My in-laws also let us get away with way more than most other people do. If you're on the inside, you know what I mean. If you know, with our kids and our babysitting trips, people have given me, friends and family, acquaintances have given me opportunities and believed in me and saw me more for more than I saw myself for long before. And in many ways, it's probably still the case. And so I just want to say today that whatever success you think I have, and the level of quote unquote achievement that you think I have, I want you to know that I truly think that most of it is by luck. However, there is one thing that I have done for the last 12 years that is 100% in my control, and it is 100% in your control as well, to increase your surface of luck. And that thing is to show up every day. I have shown up for the last 12 years or so, every single day, probably 12 days a week or 12 hours a day, solidly for the last 10 years. And even though I think it's only 10 to 20% of the result or the reason for my quote unquote success, it's it it has helped increase my surface of luck, and it's 100% in my control, and it can be 100% in your control as well. And even if I guess what I'm trying to say is most of the successes that we see online there, most people underestimate how lucky they are being at the right time, at the right place, and just the universe working out for you and for me. And it's take that with a grain of salt, but also know that the only thing that is within our control and helps with that luck of surface of luck and increase that chances of luck is to show up. I am embarrassingly clueless about sports that you would not believe, and I've been in sales for so long. And the chip on my shoulder, one of the chips on my shoulder about sales is I absolutely know nothing about sales. I cannot, or about sports. I probably still don't know anything about sales either. But when it comes to sports, I could not hold a candle, a proper conversation with anyone about anything. And I know a lot of people in sales use sports and talk about sports, and it's a embarrassing point for me, and more so nowadays, even more so with kids. And it's because I've like relentlessly and obsessively chased after the acquiring of or the acquisition of more knowledge and tricks and tips in like sales and marketing, in making money online, in investing, in trading. And as a result, I have no hobby. Uh, Again, if you put a gun to my head and you ask me, hey, who's the greatest basketball player of all times, or who's playing football this weekend and why should we care? Man, I live in Denver and I've not watched a game of sports of any kind. And I know nothing, like nothing. I would probably, again, if you put a gun to my head and said, name a sports team with one player that's good right now, I probably die. And that's because I have not had any time. And don't get me wrong, like my wife and I nowadays binge the occasional Netflix series. But I guess what I'm trying to say is most of the success, a lot of the success online that we see, whether or not that person is aware of it, is due to uh, being at the right place at the right time, being lucky, and there's like little that you can do about it. Um, Except two things. Number one is if we show up every day and we like quote unquote put in the work and doing the hustle and putting in the grind, uh, it increases the chances of luck. It does increase the chances of luck, of being lucky. And two is a little bit esoteric. If you don't believe that you're lucky, you're not going to start getting luckier. So I guess try to talk yourself into believe that you are a lucky person, and that would help. But even then, beside that, show up, do the work. And that has definitely added the 10 to 20% to my total success, if you will. Hope that helps.